In this video, we're going to see about applied hydraulics and pneumatics. The subject code is U18 PCMC 601. Topic is basic hydraulic components and the some principles. Myself, M. Chandramogan, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education Research, Bharat Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. First one, Pascal's law. Pascal's law states that the pressure acted on in a one particular point will be equally transmitted to all the directions. For example, if we'll be taking a two cylinders, one cylinder diameter will be 1 centimeter. Consider this one is a 1 centimeter, and another one is a 100 centimeter. Now you will be applying pressure 1 kilonewton in a small diameter, 1 centimeter diameter piston. If you are putting 1 kilonewton of weight, you will be getting a 100 kilonewton of work done by your bigger cylinder, which means you are equally the thing is first cylinder is 1 centimeter and the second cylinder is 100 centimeter, and it will be add up with this. In 1 centimeter, if the pressure is 1 kilonewton, means for 100 centimeter, what will be that one? That is the concept. And then this advantages of multi-force is replaced in the fluid control systems. Next one is hydraulic components. In hydraulic components, we will be seeing a reservoir. It will be a storage tank for hydraulic fluid where we will be pressurizing the fluid and we will be storing according to our requirement. That is a reservoir. Next one is the hydraulic pumps. In hydraulic pumps, there are n number of classifications. Mainly, we will be classifying in terms of reciprocating pumps. One is vane pump, gear pump, and piston pump. There is n number of type in vane pump, and n number of type in gear pump, and n number of type in piston pumps. Next one is your hydraulic valves. In hydraulic valves, we will be using three types of valve. One is flow control valve, where you will be controlling the flows and the runs. And next one is your pressure relief valve, where you will be using a pressure, where you will be controlling a pressure valve. That is a pressure controlled valve. Next one is your directional control valve. That will be, you will be changing the direction of your cylinders. For that, you will be using a directional control valve. There are also a number of directional control valves. And next one is a actuator. Here we will be using a linear actuator or a rotatory actuator. That will be your hydraulic pump or motors. That is called as a rotatory actuator. Here the actuators denote the linear actuator. That will be a single acting cylinder, double acting cylinder, tandem cylinder, and telescopic cylinder. Next one is piping. You will be connecting the all the components with using of this pipings. Here we will be having a small hydraulic circuit, and first one is your linear actuator, directional control valve, pipings, pumps, filters, and reservoirs. First of all, linear actuator. We have already seen what is a linear actuator means. It will be actuating in a single direction. That is called as linear actuator. Here, what they have given means it is a double acting cylinder, whereas you will be having two ports. One will be inlet port, and another one will be outlet port. For if the piston is moving means this port will be acting as an inlet port, this port will be acting as an outlet port. If this port is acting as an inlet port, this port is acting as an outlet for retraction position. And next one is your directional control valve, where you will be changing the directions, it will be changing the positions. You will be changing the flow of the directional flow of your fluid. That is called as directional control valve. Next one is piping, where you will be using for controlling giving connection from one point to another. Next one is pump. It is a unidirectional pump where you will be pumping the fluid from your reservoir to your system. Next one is your filters. Filters you will be using for a filter to filtrate the fluid to enter into the circuit. Because your storage tank will be having some dust particles, to avoid to control that one, we will be using a filter. And next one is your reservoir or tank. It is mainly called as a reservoir where you will be restoring the oil after work is done, and after you will be filtering and you will be getting the oil for that one. And these are some symbols. One is the air compressor, another one is a filter, another one is a pressure gauge, another one is a pressure regulator, another one is a pressure relief valve, and another one is single acting cylinder. First one is it will be look like a pump, but that is not a pump, that is a air compressor. In pump means it will be, the triangle will be shaded with a dark black color, that is called as a pumps. And this is a unidirectional compressor. Next one is a filter. You know that you will be used for filtering the dust particles. Next one is a pressure gauge, otherwise it will be called as a dial indicator. Uh, we will be using a dial indicator in our reservoirs to know the how pressure is used, what pressure and what level of pressure we will be using for our workout. Next one is your pressure regulator. It will be acting like a fan switch. You may be regulate your pressure and you may be off the pressure. You may be fully open or fully closed or partially open or partially will be able to close that valve. That is called as pressure regulator. You will be regulating a pressure. Next one is a pressure relief valve. This valve you will be using for a relieving the you will be releasing the pressure from a particular point. If in any pipelines there is a pressure is created, to release that one, you will be using with the high pressure valve. You will be using for releasing the thing using a pyrator operated thing. And next one is a single acting cylinder. That single acting cylinder is having a one port, and it will for extension position we will be using a one port that will be acting as a inlet port for first movement. And this cylinder will be having a spring like structure here, as you can see here, that will be automatically after compression it will be pushing the piston back. It will be automatically retracted with this position. And this is a basic hydraulic circuit diagram. Here we will be using that is a double acting cylinder, and this is a axial control valve, pumps and tanks. You can see that the red one will be acting is a inlet port, and the yellow one is the outlet port. That means the cylinder is moving backward. That means it will be retracting. Next one is the cylinder want to be extended, means that yellow color will be acting as the inlet port and the red color will be acting as outlet port. Then your fluid will be filled here and your piston will be moved outwards and it will be actuated. You will be using a directional control valve to change the direction of the flow. And pumps, you will be pumping the fluid from your reservoirs or tank to your circuits. And next one is your tank, will be known as that is your storage tank. Next one is your hydraulic cylinder. What is an hydraulic cylinder? Or it will be called as a actuators. What is meant by actuator? If you are giving some mechanical force and you are getting actuating anything, means that is called as actuators. Like fan, if you are giving a power supply, means it is rotating, means that is also called as a actuator. That is a rotatory actuator. It in here you will be having a hydraulic fluid. It will be pushing the cylinder front and back, means that is linear motion will be occurred here. So that is we will be calling as a linear actuator. A cylinder is a device which converts fluid power into linear mechanical forces and movement. As we said, it will be used for linear actuating the linear position from front and back, and it also controlling the, it is used to move forward and backward motion also. It is consist of a movable element such as piston, and that ash color thing is that is called a piston, and piston rods, plunger, for will be used, or a ram operated with the cylinder bores, that is also be used. Same as this cylinder, if red one is inlet, means the cylinder will be moved forward. If this position will be as a fluid, means that will be moving backward. If the cylinder going to this position, it will be move forward. It is coming in this position, means it is moving backward. That is the working thing. Next one is type of cylinders. What are the type of cylinders? There is a n number of cylinders, but in our systems we will be mainly using continuous of four types of cylinder. One is single acting cylinder, another one is double acting cylinder, another one is telescopic cylinder. First one is a, you can see that is a double acting cylinder where we will be having two ports. If this port is acting as an inlet port, this port will be acting as an outlet port. You have seen before. Next one is your single acting cylinder where you will be having a one port, and for retraction motion you will be having a cylinder like structure inside the piston. Next one is your double acting cylinder, that is double rod double acting cylinder. You will be having the double rod will be, you will be having double ports, one will be an inlet and outlet. If this position is going this one way, this cylinder, this piston will be extended. If this is going backward, means this piston will be actuated. If this is actuated in extension position, means this cylinder will be retracted. This is extending, means this will be retracted. Same as that, it will be used for on-off switch. Next one is your single acting cylinder. We have already seen the single acting cylinder will be having a spring like structure. It may be from that piston, or it may be from your cap end to that piston end. That will be, you will be using a single acting cylinder. The oil pressure is fed only on one side of the cylinder, either during extension or retraction. The oil pressure will be fed to move the cylinder forward and backward position. It may be, if you want to do anything, means that will be changing from this while fluid is coming this position, means your cylinder will be extended. If it is going this position, means your cylinder will be retracted to its original position. When the oil pressure is cut off through the cylinder, turns, turns to the normal position either by a spring or by a external load will be given for the cylinder to be retracted to its original position. That will be considered. Next one is double acting cylinder. We have already seen what is a double acting cylinder, and here what they have given is that is double acting double rod cylinder. It will be, you will be having a double cylinder in this one. If this cylinder will be acting as acting frontward, it will be retracted. If this cylinder is retracted, means this piston will be extended. Operated by applying oil pressure to the cylinder in both the directions. If you are pushing it, you are using this cylinder is the inlet portion, means the cylinder will, this side piston will be moved forward. If you are using this type, this side of port as an inlet port, means this cylinder will be retracted and this cylinder will be moving forward. They may be either single rod ended or double rod ended. When it is required to extract the equal forces in both the direction, the double rod end is used in these type of cylinders. Next one, this is a telescopic cylinder, whereas it will be extending. If the cylinder is, first cylinder is filled with the fluid, mean the second cylinder will be extended. If second cylinder also filled with fluid, mean the third cylinder will be extended. It will be automatically layer by layer it will be removing and it will be extended in the thing. And where and all you can see the double acting cylinder means in your daily lorry transports or in cheapest lorries for loading and unloading the thing, we will be using a cylinder in the back of this. It will be pushing this and you will be unloading your construction materials like sand, bricks and all. You will be in this type of cylinder will be used in this thing. And main thing, the hydraulics is a smooth and it will be used for more than heavy equipment. You will be using the hydraulic system where you can be more flexible in this. And next one, cushioning. And what is cushioning and why it is used? First, we can see what is the cushioning. In before, if a cylinder is moving, it is moving front and back position means it will be having some certain amount of speed. If the speed is high means the cylinder cap end will be come and contact with your cylinder and it will be creating some friction inside the cylinder. To avoid that one and to avoid this shock, you will be using this cushioning as a shock absorber, whereas it will not be damaging your cylinder. So only you will be using. First, you can see what are the things you will be in this cushioning. See this is a symbol and this structure is known as a cushioning, where it will be comes in contact with your cylinder end. It will be a rubber-like structure. It will be avoiding the friction inside the cylinder. So you will be able to do that thing. And next one is your actuator hydraulic cylinder. This is your diagram of your hydraulic cylinder. What are all the things? It is a double acting cylinder. What are all the things you will be having? First of all, you can see this is a port A and this is a port B. It is maybe a inlet port. This may be a outlet port. This may be an inlet port. This won't be an outlet port. And this is a cylinder outer thing, and this is a sealing for your cylinder. And this is a air vent where we will be having if any high pressure created means it will be automatically used to retract it to your original thing. So you will be using a air vent, covers, cushioning rings. It will be a cushioning rings. See this one, and this one is your piston and rod end cover. It is a and this is a sealing where you will be using a sealing to uh, to control the leakage inside the cylinder to outside the atmosphere. We will be using a hydraulic sealings. Next one, types of valve. What are the types of valve? In directional control valve, you will be seeing two types of one way, two way, three ways, and four ways. And we can see one by one. This is a one way valve. Whereas it will be like a diode. If the thing will be it may be it is not like a diode, but if you are moving the like a OR gate, if it is moving like this means it will be this will be inlet and this will be outlet. If this is inlet, this will be outlet. It will be a normal thing. In one way, well, will be allowed to flow in only one direction and does not flow the return flow. There will be no return flow in the one way valve. It will be only a one way will be there. And next one is two-way valve. Yeah, two-way valve waste DCV, that is directional control valve, allows the flow in either direction. That has to be a two port or opening which is connected or disconnected by a moving spool. That spool valve will be there. If this you will be having two positions. This one is the fluid will be going to this one and this will be controlling this. If I am exiting a pressure here means this valve will be this will be changing the position. So this is a two-way valve. You can see the structure. This is a two position and this is a one position. See, it is having a one port, two port, like that one, two. It will be having two-way. from this way also it will come, and this way also it will go. So 1 and 2 like that, downward scroll also 2 also. And next one is, it is a pirated operated source where you will be using any other cylinder output will you will be giving to the cylinder, mean that is a pirated operated sources. Next one is your three-way valve. What is a three-way valve? This it it is has the three ports or a opening, that is called a three-way valve, and the opening is port P. Here you can see that thing, and same as that two-way valve you will be having from one tummy. If this port will be, see this way, if this is the first position, the fluid is coming from this position to this is tummy, and this it will be some like this. If this position will be tummy and this will be a thing, that is called as a 3 by 2 valve. This is one of the 3 by 2. It is having three ways and two positions. It is having a two positions. Next one is your four-way valve, whereas in four-way valve you will be having a four ports. See here, each port will be having, see this is 1 2 3 4, same as 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. This is 4 by 3 valve, whereas you will be having four ports with three positions. And this is state, and this is considered a thing, and then that between that will be considered as a zero, whereas no work will be done, it is an off state. And next one, this is the B position. The valve consists of four ports with P, A, B, T. That means A, B, and PT will be your port waves. Next one is the position of the valve. Valve position does not refer to the location or orientation of the valve, but rather to the position of the internal movement part of the valve, and the resultant flow condition depends by the position. The starting position is defined as the position taken by the valve after being fitted into a installation when the pump is switched. It may be considered that you may be changing the valve. These are some positions. You may be changing the position according to our requirement. You may be, this position may be have, if you want to one off setup means you can use this position. Either flow will not be there. Here also flow will not be there from bottom also. And this will be changing your direction. If this will be acting as an inlet, this will be acting as outlet, and this will be acting as inlet, and this will be acting as an outlet port. And you can use your position of the valve as per your requirement. And this one, if a directional control valve is there, means you need a operator to operate the thing. First one, you can see A, B, C, D, E, F. What is a A? That is a hand lever operated pirated line. And next one is your push knob operated with the spring. And next one is you are using a solenoid. See, this one will be a solenoid, whereas you this indicates that is a solenoid. Okay, wow. Next one is this is a pushing knob, and next one is a solenoid operated. You have seen, and next one is pirated operated. This is a pirate operated thing. This symbol denotes that is a pirated operated with the spring return valve. See, it is a spring return. Next one is your D position. That is three position valve. It is a three position valve. We using a spring return and all the things. And next one, this is a roller operated. This one is a roller operated single, that is using a spring return also. Spring return in this thing. And this is a 4x2 valve, and this is a 2D diagram for your 4x2, and this is a symbolic notation of your 4x2. Whereas you will be having two positions, one and this is a 4x2 valve. It is a normal position and operated position. This is will be your normal position, and it will be operating position. it will be using a spring with a push button. And next one, this is a 4x3. See, this one a 4x2, and you will be having a same as that you will be having a some dumping port in this middle. That is a 4x3 cylinder. In this cylinder, you will be having a it will be an inlet, and this will be outlet. And this next position, no interconnection will be there. That is a dummy port, and if this is in next position, this will be an inlet port, and this will be your outlet port. Like that, you will be changing the direction. Throttle valve. What is a throttle valve? It is like a tap, whereas the throttle valve will be controlling the flow rate by increasing or decreasing the area of the flow path. You will be that if you are using a pipe, plastic pipe means if you are holding means you will be resisting the flow. So this flow resistance will be using for controlling this. This is the throttle valve where you can be normally adjust you will be having a normally control. If it is using a arrow symbol means that is adjustable. You can, like a knob you will be having, like you can adjust the flow also. Next one is type of hydraulic valves. What are the types of hydraulic valves you will be having means before itself you have seen you will be having a three types of valve. One is a pressure controlled valve, and next one is directional control valve, next one is flow control valve. Pressure control valves will be used for controlling the pressure inside the cylinders, and the directional control valve will be used for controlling the direction in the circuits. And flow control valve also you will be using the controlling the flow inside the system. First of all, flow control valve. What is a flow control valve? Flow control valves are used in hydraulic circuits to maintain the disturbed pressure level in various parts of the cylinder. To control the pressure in the overall system, we will be using a pressure control valve. Next one is types of pressure control valve. What we will be using here is normally closed type, that is PCV, that is pressure control valve, and normally opened type. There is two types of pressure control valve. One is normally opened pressure control valve. Next one is normally closed pressure control valve. And normally closed type of pressure control valve will be a pressure. What are the types in that one means that is a pressure relief valve, unloaded valve, sequencing valve, balance, control balance valve, and brake valve will be there. First one, pressure reducing valve, whereas you will be using this is a pressure relief valve. This pressure relief valve will be, you will be adjusting, it will be a flow will be in this position like this. If you are adjusting using a spring return means that will be controlling your flow as such. And this will be, this system will be used for your flow control valve, and this system will be using for your thing. Okay, we can conclude the lecture with this one, and we can stop with this. Thank you.